Morning. Thank you for the devotions on Sunday school. As I was listening, I was thinking about the message. I felt it just matches so good. And the topic is suffering for Jesus. From 2 Corinthians 4, verse 7 to 18, there's some verses that I want to look at it. We'll be focusing on Paul's life. Paul, what did he do? Paul, he suffered a lot. So let's see what he says. 2 Corinthians 4, verse 8 and 9, Paul, he says, we have troubles all around us, but we're not defeated. Sometimes we don't know what to do, but we do not give up. We hope, we still have hope. Sometimes we're persecuted, but God does not leave us. We are hurt sometimes, but we're not destroyed. Like this person that Daryl had in his Sunday school, he had experienced hurt, but he does not need to give up. He can continue. Another person had been mocking him. He was feeling hurt, but his life was destroyed. He could choose. He needed to decide for himself. Yeah, he has hurt me, but I did not need to give up. No. His life can continue. In 2 Corinthians 11, verse 16 to 33, Paul, he lists things that he has experienced, sufferings. In these verses, Paul is bragging about himself. He says he knows it's silly to brag, but in that church, in that place, there were people that were bragging, and Paul, he wanted to teach them. So he says, if you want to brag, I will brag, and let's see. And Paul, he says, I know it's foolish, but Paul, he wanted to teach them. And so some people, they were saying, we're Israelites, we are Abraham's children. And Paul, he says, I'm too. Some are saying, we are serving Christ. We are serving Jesus. And Paul, he says, I'm more. Me, I'm better serving Jesus than you. And he says, yeah, I know it's silly. But he was bragging a little bit, just to teach them. And then he has a list. He says, 5 times I've experienced. "39. One time you experience. Second, 5 times you experience other people. 39 times. Three times you'd experience maybe lumber, I don't know, but a hard stick. 3 times. First, 5 times with 3 times with a rod. All experience. One time, people were mad and they got stones until they thought he was dead. But when they left, he got up. Almost he had to die. He had died. Weird picture. Stones. All experienced that. Maybe it's a little bit blurry, but it's boat and a storm, and the boat broke, and the people had to swim. How many times? 3 times. All 3 times he experienced boat broke. And one time when the boat was broke was one day and a night. He was out in the water. Until he arrived. Land. Paul, he says, many times I have traveled different places, I have experienced danger, different dangers. Sometimes maybe rivers, dangerous, maybe you have to cross over, swimming, I don't know. And sometimes traveling, and you were robbers, thieves, tried. Sometimes he entered into cities and he started preaching, and the people became mad, and one time threw stones, different, dangerous. And sometimes he was traveling in places where there were no people, dangerous. If something happened, people were far, there were no people who could come to help him if he got hurt. Paul, he was faithful, he was preaching. Sometimes he was traveling or preaching in the night, late. Sometimes he was feeling responsibilities of churches. He was feeling stressful. In the night he couldn't sleep, or he would be traveling or working. No sleep, getting tired. Why? Why did Paul those sufferings? Why? If today a person would come to you and he would say, if you are willing to experience the same like Paul, how much do you need to pay? $1,000? You want to experience? You want? Nobody? 1 million. How much? But Paul, he experienced sufferings. Why? Why did Paul accept those sufferings? Why did Paul just say, "Huh, he did not do it"? Paul, he continued. He knew he would go and preach. It was dangerous. He would experience suffering. Why did he continue? Why? In 2 Corinthians 4, verse 10 to 12, Paul he says, we carry in our Jesus' death in our bodies, that his life, Jesus' life, can be shown in our bodies. We are alive, but because of Jesus, we're in danger of death. Why? Because when Jesus' life can be shown, our bodies, they can die. And then in verse 12 it says, our bodies are dying, but you give life. I think here's the point. Paul, he loved the people, and he knew there were a lot of people in the world in sin. And Paul, he knew those people, if they would die, what would happen? Where would they go? Yeah. And Paul, he loved them. And he wanted to give them the opportunity to go to heaven. That's why Paul accepted the sufferings. He loved the people. He wanted people to know Jesus. He wanted to give them the opportunity to go to heaven. And Paul, he accepted it. Fine. If I must die, then other people can go to heaven. Fine. I'm ready to die. Verse 16 to 18. So, verse 16, he says, we do not then give up. Our body becomes old and weak, but our heart, our spirit is made new every day. True, troubles. Verse 17. We have troubles, but those troubles are helping us to receive eternal glory. Heaven is better, bigger than these small troubles. So Paul is saying those troubles small, just a little bit. If we compare it with what we hear in the world, we feel, we think, those troubles are big. But if we think about heaven and compare it, those problems